busy around here. We have a two-page agenda for this call, so we're going to have to fly.
Wow, that's awesome.
Lots of good stuff going on. Well, speaking of which, we might as well dive in. Folks can join as they see fit, as their schedules allow. But there's a lot of new faces in our community. Seems like a lot of folks here on this call have been with us for a little while, but it's always nice to sort of start and talk about who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it. For Food Social, we're building the best home for recipe creators and brands as a platform. Think of it like your favorite foodie influencers, recipe blogs, and grocery shopping all in one delicious and convenient place. And we're building on a platform of community spirit and ethos for what we're doing. So all of us getting together 4 times a year for these town halls, getting together for weekly happy hours, ingredient of the month where we're all collaborating and creating recipes together. This togetherness, this sense of community is really something that's baked into what we're doing that we hear time and time again that's missing from other social platforms out there that aren't necessarily built to support this type of community, this type of content that we all create, whether it's recipe content or products that can be used within these recipes. So it's always good to sort of touch back and think about like what we're building and why we're building it. We're building it so that we can create this space that helps us control our destiny as creators and brands in this food space. So I hope everybody sort of knows and loves and understands what we're doing there, but it's something that we're all super lit up about. We get up in the morning and we're really excited to be building Food Social. And I hope that shows across what we've been doing this last quarter and what we're already working on in Q4 that's going to propel us into 2025. Just some quick operating stats. I left my readers downstairs, partially on purpose. Um, Thanks for the laughs. Um, Currently, 6,420 recipes on the platform. I checked back at the stats that we had in Q3. We're up just about 1,000 recipes in 3 months, which is awesome. Our number of recipes on the platform is up 104% year over year. So that's an amazing stat to look at, this long tail benefit of recipes that live on FoodSocial rather than being flushed immediately somewhere else. Recipes that are shoppable, that you can get interactions on and share time and time again is growing very strongly. So we're super excited about that. Um, our creator community is now at 177. That's up 173% year over year. So again, creators joining, becoming featured creators on the platform is a really strong indication of growth. Um, Speaking of strong indicators of growth, we have 72 brands on the platform. That's up 350% year over year. Thinking back to Q2, where most of that growth happened in Q3. We put a very strong focus on brand growth, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's really showing, partly due to the marketplace that we launched at the beginning of Q3. And our home cooks, our overall audience is growing 477% year over year. We're on path to 1.3, maybe even 1.4 million consumers this year. So that's the overall audience coming to Food Social, and we're just scratching the surface on that too. We're going to see another strong year of growth next year too. So overall, if you just look at the numbers, we're growing very strongly. Of course, we have lots of things that we do that help influence that growth as a community, whether it's sharing recipes, connecting with creators and brands, bringing our audience, but all of that is going up and to the right, as they say. And so we're growing really strongly. So to start, I'd like us to look back at what we accomplished in Q3. It's just a nice business practice of going back and seeing if we did what we said we were going to do. And so I hope we do that here. But first, we're going to start with Pooja with our community and creator initiatives.
Thank you, Bill. First of all, I just want to thank all of you for participating in our community. It's one thing for us to sit here and say that we want to build this incredibly engaged, supportive community. It's another thing entirely for you all to adopt this mission with us and like take that seat at the table, use your voice, really embrace this community that we're building. Like you're the reason that we all get excited to get up every day and do what we're doing. So thank you for being just as enthusiastic and supportive. And, I see on social media when people chime in to like support each other's posts on FoodSocial or for fellow FoodSocial creators. I know that when I've shared things, like the first 10 people to comment are always fellow FoodSocial creators. And it's just really beautiful to see like this collaborative community that we're building. And I will forever be grateful to all of you for being such a key part of it and believing in it the way that we do. So now for some community updates. We have new creators that have joined from Q3 and the beginning of Q4. I see one on this call. Elizabeth, where'd you? There you are, Elizabeth. I also wanted to give a huge shout out to Elizabeth and Erica Tangeman, who is not able to be on the call today, but they have spoken up about wanting to be more involved on the FoodSocial team, and they've really been taking initiative to just do more to help our team with a greater lift. And they are both absolutely brilliant. Elizabeth, do you want to introduce yourself? Because we are huge fans of you.
Hi, thank you. I am a huge fan of this platform. I'm super excited to have found it. I've been creating recipes for 10 years now because my son was born with allergies. And so, if anybody has dealt with allergies, you understand that it's hard to follow a recipe. So, I created an Instagram account to kind of keep it in one spot because like I always follow a recipe prior to having to deal with this. And so now I'm creating these recipes and I'm excited to share them in a platform that is for creators and not they don't just get lost in the Instagram feed. So, and I'm also a trained holistic nutritionist, and so food as medicine is my passion, and I'm excited to share my passion with this community.
And Elizabeth is helping us to write these incredibly detailed, evidence-based posts about different ingredients and ingredient types on FoodSocial to help boost SEO for the platform. So major props to Elizabeth for all the work that she's doing. And we are so happy to have you on the team. Another big thing is our ingredient of the month for this month. So, for those of you who are participating or aren't, our ingredient of the month is the KC strip steak from Bachman Family Farms. And shout out to Tasha for getting Bachman Family Farms on the platform. We love Bachman, and I actually got to go tour their farm last week, and it was so interesting to see what they're doing and to see that they're really living up to like what they say they're doing, like with their grass-fed and finished cows and the pride that they take in the quality of their ingredients, and even like the history of their farm. And I don't want to share everything because we're going to have them on the podcast sometime soon. And I'll be sharing more on Food Social Stories tomorrow for a little mini takeover so that we can share more about Bachman. But yeah, we've seen so many recipes already come through, and it blows my mind how creative people can get and how many different types of recipes we see with like an ingredient as simple as steak. None of these recipes are alike, and I can't get over it. Like even the flavor profiles are totally different for each of them. So kudos to our creator community for continuing to just be wildly creative with ingredient of the month. Ooh, Leah, that one's yours. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, if I can get myself unmuted. Steak frites is my favorite dinner, and for me and my husband, it's like our favorite date night dinner. So I wanted to have like a little fun date night at home, and I like to keep my recipes as simple as possible. So I know there's no way this is like the professional way to make a compound butter, but for your everyday chef who just has like their seasoned ingredients. And yeah, that was. that was the dinner.
Looks so good.
It was wild too, if I might add, that I had also gotten to compare a strip steak from Wegmans, just like their generic, not
Oh.
grass fed, just like straight up. And it was a world of a difference between what we got from Bachman Farms and then what I also got from just like the generic meat section in Wegmans. So that was pretty cool to see too.
Yeah, it gives you a whole new appreciation, right? When you can
Yeah,
compare it to like a steak from somewhere else or like a conventional steak.
absolutely.
Ooh, that one's good. That looks so good. I love the pairing of steak with chimichurri. And next Friday, November 1st, will actually be our happy hour where we will do a show and tell of our recipes from Bachman Family Farms. Um, I think we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but while I'm on the topic of ingredient of the month, I just want you all to know that next month, ingredient of the month is being sponsored by two different brands, Sip Herbals and um, Against the Grain. And so I'm going to drop the form here. If there's anyone who hasn't signed up and wants to, you can easily sign up through this form and choose one or both of the products if you want. And then, Bill, I know you're going to demo this, but we have in our market, which has changed so much throughout the past few from when it was first launched, but creators have the opportunity to create, saying the word create a lot. Creators have the opportunity to, nope, we're saying creator stores. And you can have your own storefront that showcases your favorite products and even like link some of your recipes there. And creators, if you don't have access to your affiliate link or your affiliate portal for the market, let me know because I can email it to you for creators. But you can also earn affiliate revenue when people purchase through your creator storefront or through the market in general when you use your affiliate link. So creator store is just a great way to show like, hey, here are the products in the market that I really like, that I use every day. I know that people are always really curious as to what their favorite creators are cooking with or like what their favorite products are. So this is a really fun and clean way to showcase that. Are there any questions about any of this? Feel free to interrupt anytime with questions. All right. Well, yes, if you want a creator storefront and you don't have one already, please let us know and we can send you the link to get your storefront started.
If we want to add products to our existing storefront as we try more and more things from the market, what's the best way to go about that?
Just,
Just send one of us an email. You can send
yeah,
me an
just
email.
just let us know. We're happy to help update that over time. And that's exactly what we're hoping to hear because we're adding new brands all the time. There's like even just before this call, like a coffee company joined, and it's so exciting to always have new products to check out. And so kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but something that's available to all creators, some of you have already taken advantage of it, is we're giving creators a $50 gift card to go shop, try these new things that you're seeing in our store. We got, in our house, we got all new products that we were checking out, stuff from Yo Mama's. I got a new coffee blend from Four Sigmatic, big coffee lover over here, if you can't tell. That crunchy black sesame butter from Rooted Fare. There's so many really neat, interesting products to try. So we want creators to go check things out that you maybe haven't tried before. And then if you want to add those to your store over time, let us know. We'll help you get that done.
Now, Reed, do you want to chat about happy hours?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, everyone. I'm just so excited to see all these faces here. Some of you I haven't seen in a while, and some of you I haven't seen on these calls before. So it's exciting to see. For me, Food Social has been so crucial to reconnecting with like-minded creators. That's been a huge, what I call value add to the platform for me, to be able to get together with folks and just connect on sort of troubleshooting, content creation, or ideas like that. And every Friday, there's a Food Social happy hour. And that happy hour is something that I have like really prioritized for my week. It's a great way for me to kind of connect with other creators. And last week, Bill, for example, presented a great session on uh, tips and tricks for taking better photos with your iPhone. I take all of my content with my iPhone, so it was really fun to like learn a couple of things that I didn't know about, and Michelle threw in an idea of something else sort of related. And that conversation just was really great. I think everyone picked up some tips and tricks. Some weeks it's really educational and like kind of focused like that. But every week it's really conversational and people kind of get to know each other a little bit better, share a little bit about their personal lives, and bring like a fun product or drink to try. We had a real run of sparkling water things for several weeks where people were trying to say like, have you tried this sparkling water? Super fun way to kind of bring the idea of brands in, some brands on the platform and some not. The other thing that I've really been working on with the team and with Pooja and Bill specifically is we're really tripling our efforts to grow the amount of creators. As I talked about, this is something I'm really passionate about because I want to grow our network to include more like-minded people who can share their skills and help each other so we all can grow. I think um, that one platform where many of us came from and many of us still rely on is, I think, a big reason that FoodSocial exists. Is we wanted to create a place where we could create authentic content and share that with home cooks, connect with brands, and just connect with other creators, as I've mentioned. And I think we are still we're still in our infancy in terms of the number of creators we have. So I've been out there researching and reaching out to creators, working on really targeted messaging. But one thing that I would just say is that we have, and I'll drop this into the chat, we have the For Creators page. If you haven't looked at it, or even if you have, it was recently refreshed and we worked on updating the messaging. That is a great link to share with people who you think would be great for the platform. But yeah, thanks for sharing the page up here. It talks about sort of at a high level what we're all about and how you can earn money on page views, how you can connect with brands and reach a new and bigger audience. So I would encourage you to share this with any creators that you think would be good for the platform, or if you have creators who you come across, like I frequently stumble across them when I'm just searching for someone else and I'll see another creator name and I'll click on that and be like, oh, this person's a great fit for FoodSocial. So if you happen to come across those, you can send me a DM over on Instagram or send me a chat here in Slack, reach out to Pooja or Bill and just like let us know like who they are. If you don't want to reach out to them or don't have bandwidth, we certainly want to still reach more creators and grow the network. It's super important to the overall growth because the more creators we have, the more traffic we can bring to the site, the more views you'll get on your recipes, and then the more brands we'll have. It's sort of like that full circle ecosystem that we're trying to build. And the last thing I'll just say is that we're in conversations with a couple of creators. I'm not sure if they're on here, but we're really, as I mentioned, we're really sort of tripling down our efforts to focus on creators. We've had huge brand growth, and now we're in the season of creator growth, while brands are humming along and continuing to do well. So we have a couple of people who we're hoping to bring in to the fold, but if you're interested in playing a more active role, we're meeting once a week to kind of go over sort of our stats and taking more of a marketing approach and a sales and marketing approach to follow-ups and all of that. So feel free to reach out to any of us. I'm happy for you to reach out to me via Instagram or here on Slack. I'm on Slack actively with the rest of the team. So definitely let us know if you have folks that you want to include. And yeah, and I'll turn it over to Allie, who's got the next section. But if you have any questions, throughout the rest of this call about that, feel free to drop them in the chat or directly to me, and I'll keep tabs on that as well.
Thanks, Reed. Hi, everyone. I'm going to start by talking about our philanthropy. So, hopefully, you've seen, but we are putting together an ebook with special holiday recipes from creators and brands. And I want to give a massive shout out to Priyanka, who is not able to be on this call today, but she has taken initiative to put together all of these recipes that have been submitted by the community. And we have officially hit 100 recipes. We're putting final touches on the ebook this week. And our goal is to have it launched by November 1st, and it will be available in the market for anybody who comes to shop that would like to purchase the ebook. And all of the proceeds will be going to an organization called World Central Kitchen. I feel like I'm mixing up that name. World Central Kitchen. And they are on a mission to be on the front lines for providing meals to those that are in different crises. So it's an incredible organization. It's something that really is closely in alignment with what we're doing here and just really bringing food to the forefront. So those are super fun. All different recipes in here, anything from sweet and savory to more creative to traditional holiday style recipes. So there's really something for everybody, and we have a really nice representation here. So November 1st, we'll be rolling that out, and we can't wait to have it available. And then we will need your help to promote it. So if you are, if you're featured in here, or even if you're not, we'd love for you to help us share it come November 1st when it's available. And we'll be sharing more about how it will be shoppable and how you can add that to your carts this holiday season. So super excited about that. My next topic for today is about our brand growth in Q3. So we, as you've heard a lot already so far on this call, we have had so much success bringing new brands into our community. And a lot of that is thanks to our new marketplace. So the marketplace has really been an amazing opportunity to just bring brands on board, help them connect like their Shopify. It's as simple as them taking their Shopify, connecting it to our market, and making their products instantly shoppable, and just really bringing on brands that are diverse and have really neat products, more pantry staples, more like niche type of products. But we've really been focusing on building out the portfolio of brands that we have. Tasha, I saw your message. If you can send it to me, like by end of day today, I'll get it in there for you. So it's been a really cool opportunity, and that 37 number is actually even higher because it doesn't include brands that have joined in October, but it's really just been explosive growth and a lot of opportunity, and it's been really exciting to see how much the community has really grown. A lot of that is in part due to different trade shows that we've been attending. We've had the opportunity to visit a couple shows over the past few months, maybe even the past 6 months. It's a really incredible opportunity to network with brands, learn about the people behind them, what they're doing, and really just trying to give them a home to help reach a broader audience because we have an incredible community here, and it's a great way to just help them extend their reach and introduce our community to all of their amazing products as well. So if at any point you talk to a brand, you see a brand, you want them on the platform, definitely introduce FoodSocial to them if you have like a natural connection with them already. We do reach out to a bunch of brands, but obviously like that creator connection, that brand connection, just knowing somebody there and initiating the conversation that way. Just like hearing about FoodSocial, it means so much more to hear from somebody that they already know, that they're already connected to. So feel free to make that introduction. You can send them our way after you do that, or you can just have a conversation with them. We also have an amazing For Brands page, just as we do for creators, which outlines how they can get involved, how they can connect their Shopify to us, and then additional ways that they can contextualize their marketing and really be incorporated into recipes as well. Any questions or anything else to add on that piece? Okay. And then my final topic, which I briefly mentioned, was really just about the trade shows that we've been attending. And I wanted to specifically quickly chat about Newtopia. That was in September, and I had the opportunity to go to Denver with Michelle. And I think we met with 50 to 60 brands in a single day splits that we were there. And it was just really incredible to connect with all of these brands, tell them about FoodSocial, talk to them about what we're doing, our new market, and the feedback from these brands has been really incredible. It's just people are hearing about something that doesn't exist out there except for what we're doing, and the excitement that we're bringing to this opportunity is really cool. So we met with a bunch of brands there, and then we also had our very second, actually, it was our second creator and brand meetup. So we had some creators and brands join us for a nice dinner ahead of the show, and it was just a really great way to continue to build on that community.
Yeah, a couple of them are on the call with us, Hema and Althea. We got to hang out and have dinner together one evening, so it was a lot of fun. Very intense few days. It was hard to keep up with Allie's long legs, but I did it. I did it.
You did a great job. We had a lot of fun, and looking forward to the next show whenever we go. All right, I think I'm passing it over to you now, Michelle.
Lovely. Um, yeah, the show was a lot of fun, and I have to say, as we were explaining in a very elevator pitch way, because we only have a few moments to talk to brands as trade shows go. Um, Many looks on faces of like, that's amazing. It was just like something was clicking with some, the brands that we talked to, not all of them, but it was a lot of fun just to be the face of Food Social in that moment, to talk with brands and just rub shoulders with some of the really fun brands we're still hoping to get on and explore the opportunity with. So, but on that, I just want to talk about the podcast. We are in the middle of season 3. Several of our guests are on this as well. So if you want to chime in at any time, to all those that are on, please do. Our 34th episode, yes, just dropped. It's just, I know I say this to Pooja all the time when we record, that we started out as such newbies, and I feel like we're still newbies, but we're enjoying hearing the stories. Um, and many of them end with, I just bring a tissue now. I just make sure I always have tissue because,
Seriously.
yeah, some of them are just really, we all love food, and for different reasons. We talk about the history of food and why we're so passionate, and everyone's stories are just really magical for me. And it's a nice conversation we end up having. And if you are interested in being on the podcast, it is certainly not required, but it is a very low stress opportunity to talk about your brand and or your recipes, why you love food. It's really all about food and how it binds us all together and the stories that we share. And my sister Danielle is here on this call. She is our amazing editor. She's got a background in broadcasting, and so it's made the lift for Pooja and I much more seamless to do more the talking, and then she does the technical back end, and she's just done an amazing job. So we're thrilled to have her help us with that so that we can um, enjoy doing what we do and just continue to share these stories. So, but yeah, we've got one more coming out. We've got one coming in November, and then we've got a special one coming out right before Thanksgiving. I'll just leave it at that. It's a little special surprise, but please reach out for whoever would like to be on. We'd love to get you scheduled and visit.
And for those of you who have been on, can you speak to, because I know it can feel intimidating to be on a
Yeah.
podcast. Alex,
We're not scary. We're not
yeah,
scary.
Alex, you're one of our recent guests. Do you want to just like speak to your experience and how horrible and intimidating we are?
You guys are so scary. It's something I never want to do. Just kidding. It was so much fun. Like, I literally was like, we're done. I want to just keep talking to you
I
guys
know.
forever. It's
Yeah.
so easy. I was stressing out. I think I saw Reed the day before, like the week before I was supposed to go on, and he can probably echo that I was like, Reed, I've never been in this position. I've always only done the interviews. I am stressing out. What the heck do I say? What do I do? Do I need to have like a blueprint? Do I need to have my notes written out? I literally had notes written out, threw them out the window, and just like talked. Like, that's how, Pooja and Michelle, you guys are seasoned pros and you guys definitely know what you guys are doing. So it made it so easy and fun.
We have
And
You
learned.
make
Danielle,
it
your
easy.
editing was awesome too. So, because
Yeah.
I blabbed a lot. So you made me sound really good.
Thank you. And can I just add, as a listener of it, I've listened to a lot of shows in my lifetime. Been producing since I was like 12, literally. I'm not a foodie. My sister's the foodie, right? And I cry. I get inspired. Even though it's about food, I do every week I feel better after editing each one of these shows. So it's like, please come on and share your story because even if you're not like all about food, it changes people's lives.
Yep.
So please do. Please
Well,
do.
now you're
And
gonna
yeah,
make me
and
cry,
Michelle and Pooja
Danielle.
are awesome. They are. They're so easy and fun to speak with. And all of you guys have been amazing. So please do it.
Thank
That
you.
was so nice. Thank you so much, Danielle.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're having a blast. So, we're just chugging along and we're doing it every 2 weeks now because during the summer we were going every week and it seemed like a lot because we didn't have time to promote each episode as much as we'd like. So, we've kind of pulled back to every other week, which is a better cadence, I think, for promoting and leaning into the current episode, which I think listenership really appreciates. So,
And we've seen our listenership go up as a
yeah.
result of doing them every other week.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm done. Who am I supposed to kick off to? I can't remember.
Leah.
Me.
Back to, okay. Go, Leah.
Hi, everyone. I am Leah. My creator tag with FoodSocial is Leah X Gluten Free, but I'm also the Instagram social media manager. So I'm here to give a little update on Instagram and what's to come. I think the first thing I want to say is we hit 7,500 followers like 2 weeks ago or something like that. So that was super exciting. It's really awesome to see those numbers grow and to look month over month at the way um, our follower count is growing. Follower count isn't everything, but that's definitely an exciting metric to see. And we are just feeling really excited about the direction of Instagram alongside the FoodSocial platform. So, a couple of things that I want to talk about. We are looking to kind of revamp how we're approaching social media. And I feel like the best way to sum it up is stories. We have a beautiful feed. The creators, you guys, the photos we get, phenomenal. The food always looks fantastic. So we have a beautiful feed, but we want to tell the story of our creators as well because there is so much depth to every single one of you. I mean, just look at the podcast episodes. So we are going to be kind of diving into what it looks like to share our stories more on social media, hoping to give a face to these beautiful pictures. So with that, one of the things that we want to start doing more are story takeovers. So Alex did one a few weeks ago that was so much fun. And we have Masala Paleo coming on Friday to do a story takeover. And I'm really looking forward to that as well. So if that is something you are interested in, sharing your story, a day in the life, maybe an area of food that you're really passionate about, we would love to coordinate that. So you can shoot me a DM on Instagram. You can send me a message on Slack. I'm out there all the time as well. Um, that and then real collabs. We love when you guys want to collab with FoodSocial. 99% of the time, I will be accepting them as soon as I see them. If you ever are wanting to like ask ahead of time, like, hey, I've got a reel that I'm really excited about. Can I collab with you on Thursday or whatever it may be? I love it. We love to see the collaborators. Yes, the one that Michelle and Alex did a few weeks ago was really, really fun to see. So that would be my recommendation to collab with us as much as you can. And then on a practical side, we want to grow our creator reach. We want to grow our brand reach. And so when you are publishing your recipes on FoodSocial, if you can tag or like link to the product or the brand that you're using, even if it's just like an olive oil or like one of my favorites, Redmond salt. I love when you guys tag them because then when I go to create my little Instagram post, I'm like, boom, we're tagging them so that they're getting used to seeing our name. So that would be my ask for like helping out with our brand exposure is tagging products and brands in the recipes that you're posting so that I can post it on our Instagram as well. I think my last thing is you might have noticed we started using close friends. So if you're one of our creators, we've added you to our close friends. we're going to use that for announcements or maybe to call attention to things on the feed that we want, you to engage with. So be looking out for that. And I think that's all I have on my end.
Amazing. You're doing such a good job running the social media and growing it too. I think, it's no secret the disdain that some of us feel for big social and the challenges of growing it. So, Leah, I think you're doing an amazing job doing that in the face of a challenging environment.
Appreciate it.
Especially, I just have to speak to Leah's enthusiasm. Like social media can become really exhausting. And yeah, exactly, what Reed said, growing it is really challenging. And Leah, just every time we're on a call with her, anytime we have any communication, you're just like so positive, so enthusiastic. You're like a breath of fresh air. And so we all love getting to work with you.
I'm hoping the lighting in here is making it so you can't see how red I'm getting. You guys are so nice.
So funny. Okay, I think it's my turn to share some product related things. And product is just a geeky term for the platform and all the things that we're building. One of the things we're kind of wrapping up what we did in Q3, and I'll be rolling into what we're currently building and building for Q4. One of the big things that we did, we actually rolled this out in September, was a new theme for our online market. And so you can see this, it's in the top nav on FoodSocial. When you're in the market itself, in this Shopify framework, you can see all the different categories we have. You're able to shop by dietary preference, you're able to shop by brand, and you're able to shop by these creator stores too. We've taken a very robust approach to how we categorize things, the products on the market, much in the same way we view ingredients as instrumental sort of building blocks on the recipe side of things too. So making sure that products are categorized in a very strong way is leading to being able to sort and filter by different dietary parameters and things like that too. Going down the homepage, we have categories where you can shop for bestsellers. We actually just rolled out a gift card for the holidays too, which is a nice way to have somebody shop on the platform. Spotlights for brands that are on the marketplace, shoppable videos, being able to shop by dietary preference. There's all kinds of different features here as well. And like I mentioned, we have different dietary filters and preferences that are also a categorizing layer on top of products here as well. So anytime you're able to filter by this view, you can go and check out all the different products of those types. Like I mentioned earlier in the call, we are running a promo, uh, at least for now, with creators where we'll give you a $50 gift card to shop the market. So go check out the products you like. Reach out to any of us if you need help getting that code. You should have been sent it already, but we can send you that again. And if you'd like to create a creator store like any of these you see here, also you can just reach out to any of us and we'll help you get that done. Next feature isn't one I'm going to demo. I'll just talk to briefly. But Alex, who's on this call, brought this up many months ago. Candidly, on a happy hour, she said, "Hey, like I would use the platform more, but every time I load a recipe, it's taking uh, if it has a pending ingredient that's not in your database, I can't publish it instantly, and so therefore I'm not using the platform as much as I probably would." Hopefully, I'm getting that right, Alex. I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit, but the take home is that we are listening so closely to your feedback about what we're building, and so we didn't actually like really announce this. We just quietly rolled it out a week or two ago. But now we're allowing for instant publishing of recipes that have pending ingredients so that we are not a bottleneck in you sharing your recipe content. So now you can load your recipe with a pending ingredient. Our team will make sure that we get that ingredient handled properly on the back end as quickly as possible so that the recipe is accurate and properly filtered. So that's something that we took from community feedback this quarter that we that we heard and implemented? Alex, I see your hands raised, so go for it.
As you can tell, I'm clearly in the office, hence using all of the like Zoom tools. But question on that. So if we are adding something, is there something that we should keep in mind when we add an ingredient? So should we be adding like always add the brand that you use plus like for example, tamari. I had that the other day with my passion fruit recipe with Michelle, and I told her, "Oh, I saw tamari on there, but I just use like a generic brand. So should I be adding like Morton's tamari, or can I just add tamari when it comes to adding an ingredient we don't see in there? What is better?"
I would say that it's 100% at your discretion as a creator. If you feel like a specific brand is the best for your recipe, you should call that specific brand.
Okay.
Um, I'll also chime in here and say that a lot of times, because we do have tamari, we have like wheat-free tamari, it's just generic. And a lot of times you'll see like the generic ingredient on there, and you can always call out the brand in the notes section right next to it if there's a specific brand that you use. And so say there's like almond butter or something, but you have a brand that you prefer. Unless, of course, like I know a lot of people, if they do brand partnerships and stuff, they want to call out the specific brand, which is totally understandable. But a lot of times like that's also what I recommend is like you just like choose the generic ingredient and then um you can put like the brand you prefer in the notes.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure, like, on the latter half, like for you guys on the back end, if there was anything that was more helpful. But I guess at the end of the day, the ingredients are all the same, so it doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah,
Totally up to your discretion.
yeah, we're
Okay.
always interested in putting in the ingredients that you think are best for the recipe. And
Okay.
we know that other folks out there don't care about the ingredients as much, but as creators, like that's what the recipe is. So of course we want to
Yeah,
make sure we do that.
that makes
And you
sense.
might
Okay.
see sometimes like if we have like eggs listed or something like that, and if you try to input like really specific like pasture raised eggs or Vital Farms eggs or like something really specific, we might put eggs in your recipe and then we'll add in your notes like
Oh,
I
okay.
prefer pasture raised or I prefer Vital
Gotcha.
Farms. Just because it helps people if like say they're looking for a recipe that like they're looking for recipes that have eggs in them, like that way, your recipe shows up too when it's not like super, super specific. So I hope that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. So coming in Q4, I think it's been mentioned a couple times already, but we have two brands presenting for ingredient of the month or doing hosting ingredient of the month in November. We've got Against the Grain and we've got Sip Herbals. I think I saw Kelly here. Kelly's here from Against the Grain.
Hi.
Um, I wanted to turn it over to you just to talk a little bit about Against the Grain. I have what you sent over earlier, so I'll show those
Okay.
and you can just say a few words about your brand and what you're all about.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, I was going to ask you to drive, so this is perfect. First, I just want to say it's really nice to meet you all. Everybody here is so warm and inviting, and Against the Grain and at Human Co. at Large, which is our parent company of Against the Grain, we're really excited to work with this group and see what you create with our products. I think this is just the beginning, so I'm excited to introduce you this one product, and then hopefully we can get some cool creations going for November. So we can go to the next slide. I'll give you some background on Against the Grain if you're not familiar. It is based in Brattleboro, Vermont. So we are a gluten-free baking company. We do breads and frozen pizzas. We are number one in the natural food channel. So like at Whole Foods and other natural food stores, if you shop there, if you have allergies or specific dietary needs, which I think is really special with this group, you've probably seen Against the Grain before. We've also been known as the best tasting gluten-free pizza. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So we can go to the next slide and I'll get into kind of what we're featuring. So just a quick background, Against the Grain has been around for quite a while. Started out as founders who had a child with celiac disease, came out with a cookbook. So I think it really resonates with what y'all are doing too, is just over time having this specific diet and wanting to have delicious tasting food for their son. Fast forward a few years later, Human Co., which is where I am now, we have acquired Against the Grain and we plan on expanding the brand and scaling them, which is why I'm so excited to work with you all so that we can get more reach to your audience. Last year, we launched a seasonal dinner roll this time of year. Oh, thanks, Allie. That's so sweet. Um, we launched a seasonal dinner roll this time last year at Whole Foods. It's a garlic and rosemary dinner roll. It's our gluten-free dinner rolls. And yes, they're seed oil free, and they did so well that we're bringing it back. It's going to be a regular item at a couple retailers and seasonal again at Whole Foods. So you can go to the next slide. So this is kind of our ask is how can we get our customers excited about this new item that's back at Whole Foods? If you shop at these other shops, we're also excited to feature those in your content as well. I think what got us so excited to work with FoodSocial is just the capabilities of the product and your website. I'm really excited to see what you all create. I think I see this as like rolls at the dinner table for Thanksgiving with a compound butter or a really delicious, like cut it in half, make a post Thanksgiving sandwich with some turkey on it. Definitely sky's the limit, and we want to make sure that you guys feel supported with product to do some recipe creation. Yeah, that's it. That's my spiel. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kelly. And then we also have Sip Herbals, who's participating in November as well. Amy, do you want to say a few words about Sip Herbals and the products you're offering and highlighting?
Hi, can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. I didn't have anything planned to say, but Sip Herbals is a caffeine-free herbal coffee alternative. It's great for anyone who just can't have coffee for any reason. My reason does not agree with me. If a person's sensitive to caffeine or has autoimmune issue, celiac because it is gluten free, and the ingredient of the month, we are offering our wonderful holiday box, and it includes the peppermint mocha and the cinnamon roll Sip Herbals and a few other goodies that are just wonderful. And the tea, because it is an herbal tea, it can be brewed as well as used in food. Just grind it up because it can be gritty if you don't just grind it up if you're going to use it in food. And you can put it in a recipe, a baking recipe. So I can't wait to see what's going to be created. I have zero creativity. So I can't wait to see all of the ways that I'll be able to use it with all of the new recipes.
I'm just going to drop the form once again. If there's anyone who hasn't signed up and still wants to, it's not too late.
Nope, I'm still sending out the boxes right now. So plenty of time to get in the request.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy. We're excited to have you in November. And
Well,
now
thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Amy.
Michelle, wanted to have Michelle just have a quick note about two of the upcoming happy hours that are happening in November.
Oh, right. Which should we talk about first? Um, well, I'll talk about actual veggies. They're one of our newer brands that Allie and I actually got to meet them at Newtopia. We'd actually talked to them ahead of that, but got to meet them in Denver. And they've joined Actual Veggies, has burgers that are all veggies. They're pretty remarkable. I was really keen on all their ingredients that are in there because you know all the names. You know what they are. There's nothing you can't pronounce. They're all veggies, literally. So for this happy hour, Cassie, she was gonna try and hop on. She's got a little one, so she wasn't sure she'd be able to get on. So just really quality ingredients. They're in Whole Foods, they're in Sprouts. They're going to be sending out coupons for all interested. We've got a Google Doc that'll go out in bites next month so that you can sign up for it. What we're going to do on the 15th is kind of have, and this is an Allie, she phrased it right when we were talking to Cassie, we're going to have kind of a taste and tell. So Actual Veggies will be doing a demo of one of their newer products. And she wants
creators or brands or whoever wants to join in the fun, try it ahead of time so that she can hear feedback about what we think about the new product, what it's gonna, how best to use it. She's really excited. She loves what we're doing, and so it should be a really interactive because she's gonna demo how she would cook it and go from there. So definitely check them out on the market. It's a refrigerated project, so it or product, so you'll at Whole Foods and Sprouts, and I think they're in Kroger's. It's on their if you go to the market on their actual veggies page, it shows where they're listed in stores, but you can also buy on the market in bulk in a way. So that should be a lot of fun, but we'll have more information coming on that. And then the week before that, I'm doing a pie crust class featuring my pie crust mix, but also I made pie crust with my mom since I was, I don't know, very young. I remember doing it my whole life for Thanksgiving. So I was the pie crust girl. So Pooja, the pie witch. Yeah. Anyway, so when my daughter got sick, we had to pivot the way I made pie crust, came out with a recipe, and then Jen of Legit Bread Company asked me to partner with her. So my mix is actually available as a product with Legit Bread, which was just really quite a thing for me. My mom passed away about 12 years ago, so it's an homage to her. The bag is purple because her favorite color was purple. So, anyways, it should be a really fun class, and I will get information out if people have questions about it. It is a gluten-free pie crust. Paleo uses Otto's cassava flour, so it's pretty friendly that way in terms of allergens. So, anyways, Allie, we did make her first pie together via Zoom, but it was a lot of fun. I love teaching people in the kitchen, whether it's pie crust or muffins or whatever. I just like people getting in the kitchen, being comfortable and exploring. So those are two happy hours coming up.
Thanks, Michelle. Collaboration is not just a buzzword we use, it's something we actually do.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of a lightning round on some of the new and exciting developments that are happening. I know that we're going to come up a little bit close to time, and so I always love doing Q&A at the end, but I would invite you if you have thoughts, comments, ideas that you've been holding on to, and you want to make sure that we see them or we try and get to them, drop them in the chat while I'm talking. That's totally okay, and we'll try and get to them as quickly as possible. And I'll also try and be brief on this stuff too. Exciting developments that are coming. First, the Explore and recipe pages are being overhauled. I had hoped that this code would be live today, but we don't like shipping bad code. And so they're very close to being done. It could be done as early as tomorrow. So this is a look at how the Explore pages are going to look. This design aesthetic started with the AI-powered search that we did over the summer. Now it's coming to pretty much every page that has this grid across the site. You'll see it on the meal plans page. You'll see it on the Creator Explorer page. You'll see it on the brands page too, as well. And then also when you go to recipes, I'll just pick one of these here. When you go to the recipes page, this has a new look and feel as well. You'll see subtle cues like the rounded corners on the photos, and then also this overhauled section at the top, which has better, higher priority attribution to creators and brands. The author, which is really nice. A more seamless sharing experience as well. We have some neat ideas about how we can expand that even more going forward. A more consolidated prep, cook, and ingredient info box on these. We've moved the nutrition information a little bit down on the recipe, so you'll see that in the About This Recipe section. We've also streamlined the Get Ingredients buttons here as well. So all of this to say these recipe pages are very important to FoodSocial, and so we've taken a strong approach to overhauling them. So those should be coming to the live site very soon. Another thing that's in progress that we should be able to release that we will, sorry, I don't like should. We're planning to release by the end of the year is an app, which is super exciting. One of the big things about the app is this creator and user follower connection. And so as creators, I know we all have this common pain point of when we create content, we want our followers to know about it. And so by having an app, we're going to be able to expand the system of notifications that we have on the platform into push notifications that get to your followers' lock screens. It's a very big part of the of driving active user engagement, this daily, weekly active users and stickiness. So we're very excited about that. That will be coming by the end of the year. Another content type is being able to drive collections of recipes too. So not everybody wants to create a meal plan, and that's not appropriate in all cases. So this save button that's on recipes will allow you to either save it to your favorites or create a collection so that Michelle can create a collection of all of her pies. Someone create a collection of all of their favorite taco seasonings or desserts. I love desserts. That will allow you to repurpose and extend the reach of your content on FoodSocial. So it's going to be a really exciting new content type that should be launching in the next couple of weeks here. We're very excited about that one too. Um, oh, and then another thing that is coming is an improved shopping on recipes too. So bringing all of these brands onto the platform in Q3 was very important to our business model. Now expanding that onto the recipes and optimizing it is an extension of how we view the importance of those brands in the marketplace. So improving the shoppability of recipes. Creators will have a baked-in affiliate commission on not only their recipes, but um, beyond that as well. We're working out the details of that, so I don't want to say too much about that now, but we will be rolling out all of this in November. So this is directly tied into our marketplaces, will be directly shoppable on your recipes. And then, of course, in Q4, a big focus on growing our creator community, of course, bringing in more brands and engineering the stickiness that we're all looking for from our accounts to our followers. So overall, we're super excited about the growth, across our community. We have so many exciting and engaging products and features coming by the end of the year. We're building the best home for recipe creators and brands, and also your audience as well. We always hear that people are very excited to be using this platform to have their recipes here because the end user loves the experience. So we're building it for creator, brand, and home cook. And by working together and affording everyone a seat at the table, just like you have a seat at the table right now, we're ensuring that we build this future that gives us all the best shot at growing our audience and our customer base. And we're doing this all together. So I know that we're at time. I'm so sorry that we had so much good stuff to share. If anyone would like to ask questions, I haven't caught up in the chat because I was going so fast. Um, it doesn't look like there's too many questions or comments here in the chat, but we are available all the time, whether you'd like to send us an email, a Slack, a DM. We're always available to hear those. So I'd like to open up the floor for that if anyone would like to share anything. And if you don't, that's okay too.
Kudos to you for flying through that in 6 minutes.
Yeah. I
And
would
your
love to
voice
have
is
taken,
your voice is suffering, I can tell.
yeah, my voice has taken a beating this week, but that's just part of the job description. So, well, it was nice to see everybody here. I love, like, one of the big wins here is that we went to 2 pages on the meeting. So, thank you all for showing up. It's such a sincere joy building this all together. This is the unscripted part now. A sincere joy doing this together because I know how much we deeply care about like being a community. And so thanks everybody for showing up. Um, Very sincere about always wanting to hear what you think about this, how we can do better together, how we can grow together and collaborate. So drop us a line, reach out. I'll put my cell phone somewhere if somebody wants to just call me. Love phone calls, love seeing your faces. And
Thank you all so much.
I wish we had music to play us out like we do on all of our happy hours, but you'll have to just Imagine it in your head. All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you soon.
Everyone.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
See ya.